All right, everybody, welcome to JG9 Live, our Q&A stream. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't get a video out today, but hopefully I wanted to get this Q&A stream out. So we will be doing that for however long you guys want. So if you've never been to a Q&A stream before, thank you guys for tuning in. How it works, just type away, fire away with any questions in the chat. I'll be happy to answer. If you donate, you get to go to the front of the queue. I get to your question right away. Otherwise, I'm just going to go in the order that I see the questions. But thank you so much for tuning in. This should be a fun stream, to say the least. I'm just trying to figure out where... Here we go. So I can see the chat. All right. So, back when you made Broncos at Cold Sights in the 88 video, I was wondering why those people, including the Monday Night Football commentators, wear the mask except their mascots. Well, that was for a Halloween game. That game was on Halloween, so I think that's why they wore masks. Now, why the mascots they wore, I'm not sure. But I know that was on Halloween. I'm not sure what the backstory behind that was necessarily. Who should be the QBs featured in Season 2 of Quarterback? I think what it should be, you should have one star, one person fighting for their job, and one rookie. That's what I think it should be. I think that would make the most intriguing. That'd be the most intriguing. So I would say Bryce Young. I would say QB fighting for their job, a veteran QB fighting for their job, and then a star. So I would say, Aaron Rodgers would be just fun to watch. Aaron Rodgers would be kind of incredible, just in the sense that we don't know what's going to happen. $2 from Eggonator. Stop acting like the pack will die. Add Idaho. Yeah, they're too scared to add Idaho. They're too scared to add it. We put every other Pac-12 stadium to shame. Thank you so much for the donation, Eggonator. So the QBs for Season 2, I would do Rodgers, I would do Bryce Young, and then a QB fighting for their job. I would do, what's a good one? I would say, I know he's not fighting for his job, but maybe Tannehill, a veteran QB who's pretty, who this is probably going to be his last season. Something like that. Is JG announcing his impending purchase by ESPN? I am not, but there will be a video out in the next few days. I can promise you that. My editor sent me... I have two editors for JG8. One of them sent me their video, so I'm just going to look that over, and it should be out by the end of the week, which should be really, really good to get that back on. JG7 videos will be coming up soon as well. We got a busy day tomorrow, though. The Vikings documentary on Secret Base is dropping, so I want to get two videos out tomorrow, a 9 a.m. and a 6 p.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. video, 6 p.m. Eastern video, both of them about the Vikings in the 1960s, something bizarre that happened there. So I got to figure out the topic for the second one, but the first one I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And I know for that one we're going to... it'll be something that will definitely not be covered by the Secret Base documentary. Oh yeah, Rodgers is on Hard Knocks already, so maybe not him. Maybe, I don't know, a veteran QB... I think Josh Allen. Could be pretty good. Favorite NFL player of all time? Maurice Jones-Drew, easily for me. He is my all-time favorite Jaguar. What's your favorite part of localized preseason broadcast? Ironic and non-ironic. Oh, man. Non-ironic, let's be honest, there's nothing. Non-ironic, there is nothing about these broadcasts that are any good. The coverage is super biased. The announcers are not very good unless it's like a crew like the Rams or the Jets where they just get guys that are already on CBS. There's nothing good about a preseason broadcast in a non-ironic sense. Ironic sense, I loved when the Saints had the Slap Your Mama red zone. That was the funniest thing. Jordan Love would be a good option for quarterback. That would actually be a very good option for quarterback. Instead of like a Bryce Young, have like a Jordan Love. That would actually be a very good option. But my favorite part of the localized broadcast, definitely the local advertisements. Slap Your Mama red zone was by far the best. Football is 1 month away. Woohoo. Cannot believe it. We are finally here. Preseason starts Thursday. We'll be live streaming that. Jets against the Browns. We'll be live streaming that game right here on Thursday. Yeah, Iron Eagle does it. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Besides Jets and Rams, they get announcers that work for NFL Network or work for CBS or work for Fox. Those broadcasts are professional. Those are top of the line. Jets broadcasts are top of the line. Then you got stuff like the Jaguars broadcast where it's just a mess. Cowboys broadcasts, which are just a mess. So yeah, depends. But like the Iron Eagle broadcast, I mean, Iron Eagle's phenomenal. He's probably the best announcer at CBS. It's between him and Harlan, but I might go Eagle. That is tough though. That is a tough call. But yeah, we are doing the preseason game on Thursday. Jets against the Browns. That'll be a lot of fun. Wednesday night we got live NFL trivia, so it's gonna be a busy week on the channel, busy week of streaming, but it should be a fun week now that football season is kicking back up. In your opinion, what other position is going to be made obsolete in the NFL soon? I mean, fullbacks are pretty obsolete now. I think what we're eventually going to see, it wouldn't shock me eventually. Okay, Catalan's great. It wouldn't shock me if eventually the days of a run-stuffing defensive tackle, I'm not sure they're going to play a whole lot except on short yardage situations. I think like those guys, I think they're going to be phased out soon. Go USA tonight. Big game against Portugal. Yes, I'll be up for that one. That game at 12 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock Eastern. Sadness, New Zealand and Canada. Yeah, that stinks for New Zealand. There was like, I don't know what it was. That game against Switzerland, that just had no urgency whatsoever. They like got no good chances. Switzerland, all they had to do was park the bus, and New Zealand got no good chances. Canada, I'm shocked. I'm shocked by Canada. Coming soon to JG, the death of the Pac-12. Yes. Let's see. Delighted for Australia's Matildas. Need one host to be around the Women's World Cup. Yeah, I'm happy for Australia. Watch the women play the Dutch. One of the best games of the World Cup so far. Lindsay Oran was impressive. Crystal Lemon was great too. Absolutely. Germany, Colombia, best game by far. I thought Brazil-France was the best game. I thought Germany, Colombia was great. The second round of matches was much better than the first round. Second round was much better than the first round in terms of the quality. I thought Brazil-France was probably the best, but Germany, Colombia is up there. I think that's up there. Kickers are not going to be obsolete. Kickers, if anything, they're going to get more popular. Yeah, I'm talking like the great nose tackles. I think those days are going to be gone. I think those days are going to be gone relatively. Not if I had to pick a position. I don't think they're going to be gone anytime soon, but I think if I had to pick one, I would say that, except on like third and short goal line situations. I don't think you're going to see them on first down, second down. Why did the NFL stop doing the quarterback challenge that was around? Hang on, we have a $10 from It's a Name. Thank you so much. It's a Name with a $10. Thank you so much for that. Let me get your name in there, and let me then read your question. Thank you so much. Let's see what we got. Would it be prudent to invade ESPN's expendable cells and rescue Mike Breen? We got to see what the announcing crew is. On there. Mark Jackson's finally gone. Mark Jackson is out. I'm glad that both Van Gundy and Jackson are out. Van Gundy, all he did was complain about random nonsense. Mark Jackson offered absolutely nothing. He was so bad. So we got to see who the Nick Hall commentary is going to be. We got to see who they're going to pair Breen with. Am I hopeful that they're going to pair him with anyone good? Not really. But I'm going to be optimistic that it's not Van Gundy and Jackson anymore. Yeah, I don't think it can be much worse. I really don't. Hopefully not, at least. Hopefully not. Because Mike Breen's about the only good thing that ESPN is going for on its broadcast. The halftime show is bad. Pregame show is bad. The announcers are bad except for Breen. It's just, the graphics are bad. I don't know what they were doing with the scorebook and the new theme song. It's terrible. Their presentation is just terrible. So, but thank you for the $10 donation. Thank you for the question. The quarterback challenge, I don't know why they got rid of it. They might bring it back for skills competition. I don't know, but that was fun to watch. That would be really fun to watch. Yeah, and rip to Paul Rubens, great actor, great comedian. And rip to the guy from before, absolutely. Way too young, 25. Yeah, that's just sad. So I hear about Madonna. I did not hear about Madonna. What happened with Madonna? She got hospitalized? When was this? I did not see this. I knew she had to cancel her tour. I thought that was a while ago. I didn't realize there was... I knew she had to cancel the tour a while ago. I didn't hear the news today. But, yeah, hopefully she improves. It's just sad stuff. Sad stuff. How close are we to getting an NFL lockout in 2011? I thought it was going to extend to the preseason. I never thought we were going to miss regular season games. I thought they would have came beforehand. I'm a bit surprised that we basically got every preseason game intact. But from what I remember at the time, from living through it, what I remember is that it was just nothing but stalemates. Until about June. Once we got to June, everything was pretty much looking like, okay, we're going to start the season soon. Yeah, when I was in hospital too, I remember that. I didn't hear anything about today, or yesterday when the news came out. Yeah, but I knew she was in the hospital for some time. But I felt we were close to losing some preseason games. I never thought we were going to lose the whole season. How many games will the Jets win? Probably 9. I'd say 9. Look, Rodgers, I mean, he's on the decline just a bit. I'm not crazy about Salah, but there's too much talent on their team. I think they'll win 9. You know, we lost to Nate O'Connor, Randy Meisner. I mean, just a lot of tragic deaths lately. A lot of tragic deaths. The shortest reigning monarch in history was on the throne for 20 minutes. How is that possible? I do not know that story. 20 minutes. Wow. That's amazing. Ooh, a little bit of that record game. What team is this? 1966, 8-5-1, 1967, 6-7-1, 1968, 9-4-1, 1969, 4-9-1. Was that the... So the Cardinals or the Niners? So the Cardinals or the Niners? Yeah, that's a tough one. I think it was the... I think it was the Cardinals. All right. Does Georgia three-peat? I would say no, only because the quarterback situation's a bit iffy. But, I mean, they got the defense, too. I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't think they three-peat. Netflix is a show that someone over there called QB Beyond the Lights, which I do remember that one. I do remember watching Beyond the Lights. That was an interesting show. I do remember watching that one. Deshaun Watson kind of event he's fighting for a job he could get candidate. I would be totally fine not giving Deshaun Watson any more exposure. Then I would totally be fine not giving him any publicity. So that will never happen. Who's on your short list of guys who should be in the Hall of Fame but have been overlooked? Tommy Nobis definitely is on there. Mr. Falcon himself, I don't know what has taken so long for him to get in. He really should be in at this point. In terms of like wide receivers, Boyd Dowler, absolutely feels like he should be on. I mean, Billy Howden. That's what I meant. Billy Howden. I keep getting the two confused. Billy Howden is one of them. Guys have been overlooked. I definitely think Lamar Parrish has been overlooked tremendously. Lamar Parrish, you look at his numbers and whatnot, he has been absolutely overlooked. Thoughts on Saquon getting that 1-year extension? Look, I think it makes sense for him. More sense than playing on the tag. Makes more money that way. Things are good move for both sides. Saquon gets his money, and Saquon gets his money, and the Giants get to keep him around for 1 more year, and they don't have to tie anything long term to him. So I think it's a good move for both sides. Three more Saturdays till college football is back. Absolutely. Bucky Brooks is super biased for the Jags broadcast. Yeah, I mean they have to be broadcast. They're told to be biased. Because the problem is that the local broadcasts, in theory, should only go out to the local things. It's like why your baseball broadcast is biased. It's like that. Like if you're watching a game on NESN for the Red Sox, you're watching a game on Root Sports for the Mariners. You're watching a game on one of those, you're gonna get biased Red Sox announcers. You're gonna get biased Mariners announcers. I don't mean biased since they're rooting for them. I mean biased in the sense of like you're faxing your information. You know more about that team than the other team. The reason for that is because people care about that team. They don't care about the other team. They're watching for that team. So like you watch a Jaguars preseason broadcast, in theory, you're watching in Jacksonville, and you care about it for the Jaguars. You don't care about what's happening camp battle-wise with the opponent. You care about what happens with the Jaguars. The problem is that now these broadcasts are going national. The problem is that the preseason broadcasts are getting picked up by NFL Network, but it's not NFL Network's own guys. The problem is that it is they're taking a broadcast that is supposed to be local and they're simulcasting it nationally. That's the problem. And now you have biased broadcasters for a national broadcast that are told to be biased for their local team, but in actuality, they really shouldn't be because it's a national broadcast. That's the problem. That is the problem with preseason broadcasts. I have no problem with biased broadcasts for preseason games when it's the local game and you can pick which broadcast you want to watch. I have no problem with that. A biased broadcast in the sense of play-by-play guy and color commentator, and the color commentator only talks about the home team or whatnot, I have no problem with that. Because, again, the idea is that you're supposed to be watching it in the market where that team is playing. The problem is that when these games get picked up by NFL Network, you get that same broadcast, but it's national, which means that you are stuck with that. You're stuck with some terrible broadcasts, just objectively, and from a bias standpoint, you're stuck with those if the game is picked up by NFL Network. So I don't like that. I feel like NFL Network, they should have their own crews for those games. I feel like they should do that. No other people do preseason. That is true. That is true. But, I mean, I feel like they could make it work. I feel like they could absolutely make it work. Worst preseason telecasts, I mean, I haven't watched them all, but the Jaguars are pretty bad. I will be the first to say it. The Cowboys broadcasts are also terrible. Cowboys are pretty bad. Jags are pretty bad. Eagles are good. Jets are really good. The LA teams, especially the Rams. Rams are really, really good. Really good. Would I hypothetically go to Jaguars Cardinals game in Phoenix? Absolutely. I'd be the first one in line. Look, when the Jags play the Cardinals in Arizona in 2025, I'm going there. That's not even an issue. I'm absolutely 100% going there. There is nothing stopping me from being at that game. Problem is that we only play them there once every 8 years. That's the problem. Is Twitter rebranding as X the worst rebranding ever? It's up there. I don't know what Elon's doing. How's it going, UPF Sonic? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Twitter rebranding as X. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't know what they were thinking. I mean, Elon just likes the letter X. It makes no sense. You have a company that's synonymous now with social media and tweets and everything. You're in the lexicon. That's the goal of every company. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. NFL Network simulcast 8 games. We can't have 8 crews. I mean, you can't, but what you can do, you can pair up with CBS and Fox necessarily and pay those guys money to broadcast those games. You know what I mean? No, Prince's symbol was not. I mean, look, the symbol was bad in the sense that you couldn't make out what it was, but everyone knew it was still Prince. People still called him. You can't call him by a symbol. That was also like, wasn't that something with the record company? It was some way to get out of his contract. Like, it was very strategic in that regard. What NFL Network could do, theoretically, is they could pay some of the announcers to work for them for a month. Like, what's, like, Catalan doing for that month? Like, stuff like that. Did people, including Monday Football commentators, wear the mask on Halloween Day? I'm not sure. I know that the broadcast was on Halloween, but I don't know how many masks. How many games? I said 9 before. Do you see the QBs on Thursday being Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle against Josh Dobbs, Dorian Thompson-Robinson? I'm not sure we're going to see any Zach Wilson. Hall of Fame game, usually they don't play anyone that's going to make the roster. Usually they don't play anyone. So Browns, unless it's a rookie. Browns, yeah, we'll see Thompson-Robinson. I'm really excited about that. Obviously, we're not going to see Rodgers in the Hall of Fame game. We'll see Boyle. I'm not sure we're going to see Zach Wilson. I think it's going to be Strevler. I don't think they're going to play Wilson for the Hall of Fame game. I really don't. I mean, I don't think for the Jaguars, when they did the Hall of Fame game, I think when the Jags did, I don't think Beathard played. If I remember correctly, I don't think CJ Beathard played in the Hall of Fame game. I could be wrong on that. We have another $2 from Megan. Thank you so much for that. Let me get your name in there again. Inside Outcast with NFL announcers. Okay. So just the emotions. Oh, Catalan does the Bills games. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. Carolina disability teams. I did not realize that. Yeah, in that case, obviously that wouldn't work. Inside Outcast with NFL announcers. I think Mike Goldberger's anger would just make the most sense. Mike Goldberger's anger would be the most sense. Joy, I feel like that would be Kevin Harlan. Sadness, I think Pat Summer will probably be the best for sadness. Just like the very monotone voice. Disgust, Schlereth, and what's the other one? Fear? Yeah, Fear. Fear is the other one. That would probably be... Who would Fear be? Gus Johnson would probably be good Fear. Gus Johnson would probably be pretty good Fear. Yeah, the Jags use their radio broadcasters, but radio and TV, it's two very different things. Like Brian Sexton, decent radio guy. Although Sexton used to be the radio guy. He's not the radio guy anymore. But he used to be the radio guy. Terrible TV guy. Terrible TV guy. Best local radio announcer in the NFL and of all time. I am not too well versed in local radio announcers, so I don't know. I feel like Paul Allen's a legend, though, in his own right. I feel like Paul Allen's a legend. Let's see. Yes, the team. 93, 5-11. 94, 10-6. 95, 6-10. 96, 11-5. Ooh. Okay. Let me think about this. Let me think about this one. 93, 5-11. 94, 10-6. 95, 6-10. 96, they were good. They were 11-5. Obviously, 11-5, he gets into the playoffs. So, it's one of those teams. So, that's got to be the Patriots. That's the Patriots. That's got to be the Patriots. That has to be the Patriots. That has to be the Patriots. Favorite Lana Del Rey song, I guess, Summertime Sadness. The UFL was created with the intention of being a premier fall league. Yeah, I remember that. I went to Sentinels game. I went to a... Were they called the Sentinels back? In New York. Hartford Sentinels, and then the New York team. I was there for a game in 2009 with the New York team. Yeah, quality was just not there. The quality was just not there. Terrible management. Multiple times they had their season shut down the middle because they couldn't pay their players. It was just terrible management all the way around. Why the NFL moved the Hall of Fame game to Thursday? There's a reason for that. The reason they moved the Hall of Fame game to Thursday was because it used to be the day after the Hall of Fame ceremony. So the Hall of Fame ceremony would be Saturday, Hall of Fame game would be Sunday. But what happened is we have a $20 donation from Michael Hodel. I'll get to that after I answer this question. Thank you so much, though, for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on this stream. But the reason for that was that what happened was that they did the ceremony, and then Sunday the Colts were supposed to be the Packers in the Hall of Fame game, and the field was unsafe. The field was dangerous because there was like some cement on the field from the Hall of Fame ceremony, so they had to cancel the game. And ever since then, they moved the game first, so that the ceremony was last. That's why they made the switch. It actually makes sense. But a $20 from Michael Hodel. Thank you so much for that. Hey, JG. Sorry, I'm late. Hope you're well, mate. Your week is off to a good start. Any predictions for the Hall of Fame game? Yeah, week is going pretty good so far. I got celebrating my 26th tomorrow, so that will be that should be fun. 26th birthday tomorrow, so we will have some fun. I'll get some work done, and then we'll have some people over and whatnot for that. So it should be a good week. Predictions for the Hall of Fame game. I think we're gonna see Bethel Thompson for the entire second half, and I'm really looking forward to that. Because apparently he's had a pretty good camp. How'd Cement get on the field? I'm not sure exactly how Cement got on the field. It was so... I might have to do a video on that at some point. Yeah, Giants said home run. I'm shocked. Ryan Nelson gives up a home run. I'm shocked. Ryan Nelson doesn't give up home runs, except, I don't know, literally all the time, with exit velocities in the hundreds. Thank you for the early birthday wishes. Thank you so much. Yeah, but the Colts Packers 20 what was it, 20, I think it was 2016. Yeah, or there was there was pain in midfield in the end zone, became rubberized, created slippery spots. Yeah, they canceled the game. Yeah, I'll put the link in there. Yeah, so that's why they moved it. so that would always be during the thing. So we play Immaculate or Crossover. I play both. I like Immaculate more. See, the problem with Crossover, and look, I've been in contact with a guy with Crossover. I mean, problem is that some of the answers just don't work. Some of the answers on Crossover just flat out don't work. Like, I put in Night Train Lane for today, didn't work. Like, there was another one where it was like Giants, Patriots, and I put in Megget, and Megget wasn't even an option. So, at least Immaculate, you know for a fact that everything's going to be good to go. You know for a fact. But I do play Immaculate. So much fun. I try to get super low rarity. It's tough with rarity. Sometimes, like today with the Texans, there are only 4 quarterbacks that have thrown for 3,000 plus yards. So it's like I can't get a low rarity no matter what I do. But we'll see. But thank you for the $20 again, Michael Hodel. Thank you for tuning in for this stream. August is looking at the Premier League restart soon. Yeah, I'm not excited about this season. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's going on with Fulham. I don't know what's going on with Fulham whatsoever. Did not look good in the summer series. Not that I really put too much stock into the summer series, but I don't know what's going on with Mitro. One day he's staying, the next day he's going. I don't know what is going to happen with Mitro whatsoever. No sense of urgency in the transfer window, leaving it to the last minute, just like we did our other relegation seasons. I'm not sure if Fulham stays up this year. I really don't know if Fulham stays up. Yeah, I do like crossover. You can stay over, and I do like that crossover ranks where you are, so you get your rarity score, and it ranks where you are amongst everyone else. So I do like that part. I just wish it was a bit more accurate. Yeah, Orioles are fun to watch right now. Orioles might be the best team in baseball as things stand besides the Braves. We have a $5 from Justin Goins. Happy birthday, have a drink on me. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I will celebrate responsibly. I'll put it that way. I will celebrate responsibly. Let's see. Doc Rivers and Doris Burke as the color commentators for my brain. You know, I'll give him a chance. Doris Burke didn't have a great season this past year, but usually he's pretty good, so we'll see. It can't be any worse. It cannot be any worse. Let's see. Worst QB to win a Super Bowl. Worst QB, I mean, it's got to be Dilfer. Unless, I don't know who else it could be. It's got to be Dilfer. In terms of, like, not counting backups. In terms of, like, actual QBs to win the Super Bowl, like, start to finish season, Trent Dilfer. Did everyone know from 86 to 89 all the AFC title game participants were B teams? Yeah. Browns and Broncos, yeah. And then Bengals and Bills. Yeah, there's a crazy little coincidence over there. Who was the best 4-win team of all time? Ooh. The best 4-win team ever. Wow. That is oddly specific. No, okay, the thing with Brad Johnson, he did not play bad for the Bucs. He did not play bad. I think Brad Johnson gets an unfair rep. Brad Johnson was a very good quarterback in 2002. He was a very good quarterback. Was he like a level of like Peyton Manning when he won or Tom Brady when he won? Absolutely not. But the Buccaneers did not win in spite of Brad Johnson. The Ravens won in spite of Trent Dilfer. The Buccaneers did not win in spite of Brad Johnson. Best 4-win team, yeah, 2017 Texans. I mean, I feel like they would have won the division if it wasn't for Watson's injury. So I would say 2017 Texans are a good pick. I'd say they're a good pick. I'm going to live stream the preseason games that aren't live on NFL Network. I have to decide what games I'm going to live stream. Do I want to do the NFL Network ones? Do I want to do other ones? Because NFL Network usually has one like at every single time. Usually there is not a single moment where NFL Network will not have a live preseason game. So I might just do those. Like there's not a single week where a preseason, like there's never going to be a moment where there's like 2 preseason games on at like 8 o'clock and none of them are being televised nationally. So I might just do the NFL Network ones. I don't know. I might put it up to the community. I might do a poll. I might do a poll and put up to the community. I might just do the NFL Network, but we'll see. We will see. How good would Warren Moon have been if he played his whole career in the NFL? Okay, here's the thing with Warren Moon. I don't know how good he would have been just because he wasn't that good the first 2 or 3 seasons he was in the NFL. It would have been a bit of a steep learning curve. But he would have figured it out. He would have absolutely figured it out. Remember when Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez? I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that. What would Watson need to do to get into the Hall of Fame? He is not even close right now. He's not even close. I don't know what exactly he would need to do, but he's in no way on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He made to get Steve McMichael into the Hall of Fame. Ooh. Do I trust the Commanders' offense this year, where Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell is the 2 best options at QB? Apparently, Howell's had a very good camp. Howell's had a very good preseason so far. So, you know what? I might be able to see it. We'll see. We'll see. I wasn't high on Howell coming out of college, but he's looked pretty decent in camp from everything I can tell. Now, Ritter, on the other hand, with the Falcons, not so much. The Falcons' QB situation is a hot mess. Least deserving Super Bowl MVP? I mean, I gotta go Edelman. You're telling me the lowest scoring Super Bowl of all time has an offensive player win the MVP and that player doesn't even score a touchdown? I think that is so undeserving. We have another $5 from Jova R. Thank you so much. What would you think of a week where NFL play-by-play and color commentary guys switch positions? Oh, I think it would be a train wreck. I think it would be an absolute train wreck. I think that's one of those things that sounds cool, and then it would get old after 2 minutes. 2 completely different positions. And there's a reason that a lot of play-by-play guys can't do color, and there's a reason a lot of color guys can't do play-by-play. Now, Frank Everett's the exception, but... Now, I feel like play-by-play to color, I feel like those guys would do well. I feel like guys like Ian Eagle, I feel like he could do color. Andrew Catalan, I feel like he could do color and whatnot. Like, that wouldn't be as rough. Maybe they might not offer, like, great insight, necessarily, but that wouldn't be as rough. Color to play-by-play, you want to see Tony Romo do play-by-play on a game? You want to see James Lofton doing play-by-play on a game? I mean, Jay Feely doing play-by-play? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, it would just be guys butchering names and saying, oh, that pass is caught. It would be terrible. Yeah, see the Terry Bradshaw, Jimmy Johnson broadcast. Yeah, imagine the Bradshaw Johnson broadcast. It would be a mess. It would be an absolute mess. Would it be worse than the announcerless game? I mean, the announcerless game is a cool experiment. I think it would be worse because it would just be bad on the ears. It would be bad on the ears. Harlan Herbstreit would be a pretty good booth. Are the Falcons tanking this year? No. You wouldn't sign Calais Campbell if you're tanking. You wouldn't sign Calais Campbell if you're tanking. I just think they trusted Ritter. I don't think it's going to work out. Should Charlie Connolly be in the Hall of Fame? He's got a case. I wouldn't be against it. Do I see Memphis going 8-4? I think they could. I think they absolutely could. Is Texas worth the hype this season? Texas is always back and then they're not. So I don't see it happening. They got to do it for at least one season before I can believe in them. Does Taylor file a grievance if he's placed on the NFI list? I don't see why not. He wants out of Indy. He's never had a back issue in his life. Yeah, I think he's going to fight it. He would absolutely fight it. You're telling me he's not going to get paid after requesting a trade for a back injury that apparently he never has had? Yeah, he's gonna file a grievance. That bridge is burned. That bridge is 100% burned. I think it's even worse than people think it is. Has there ever been a coach that badmouthed the previous head coach like Peyton did? Off the top of my head, not that I can think of. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't have a problem with Doug Peterson badmouthed Urban Meyer, but I don't think there has been one. I don't think there has been a situation like that. How many games do I think Rutgers will win? 5? I think 5 might be a bit on the high end, but I like Shiano. What if they put Mo Lewis in the Hall of Fame just for injuring Drew Bledsoe to becoming a starter? Oh, man. How that changed all of history. Is Sterling Sharp a top 5 underrated player of all time? He should be in the Hall of Fame. We are now starting to put guys in the Hall of Fame that had great careers that were cut short due to injury. Not Billy Simmons. Yale Sayers, Tony Maselli, Terrell Davis. We put those guys in, and I have no problem putting those guys in. We put those guys in, no problem whatsoever putting Sterling Sharp in. He was the best receiver in football not named Jerry Rice. I think he led the league twice in receptions and whatnot. Look, Sterling Sharp was a heck of a player. Sterling Sharp was a heck of a player. And if he stayed healthy, he would have had over 15,000 yards receiving. I'm dead confident on it. Dead confident. Will the Ravens go undefeated again in the preseason and keep the streak alive? I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Tyler Huntley's going to play a lot, so I don't see why not. Look, Harbaugh knows what he's doing in the preseason. Harbaugh knows what he's doing. Did anyone watch the ending of Secret Invasion? Marvel's getting a lot of flack. I did not watch the ending. I don't think it's a good idea for the director to be bad-mouthing the fans when your thing has 8% reception. I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe he just made a bad show. Cards 2008 with Mike Goldberg has to be the worst, but we will never know. Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, no broadcast exists of Mike Goldberg anymore on the Cardinals one, so I wish I could have seen that. X will ask the season Elon try selling it. Try again 19 years later before selling it to The Rock. I don't think Elon's saying it for on purpose. I think he's trying to make money off of it because he wasted $44 billion and it's just not working. Don Coryell should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago. Why did it take so long? Because he never made a Super Bowl. I think that's the reason. He never made a Super Bowl. So I think that's why it took so long for him to get in. Plus, also, remember that the Hall of Fame voting was way more exclusive before the last few years, where they added like contributors and they added 3 senior committee guys. Like, they increased the class sizes, which they should have, because there were so many guys that were being lost throughout history. Like, the class sizes were the same now that they before. Like, in 2019, the class size was the same as it was in, like, when it started out in the 1960s, even though the league has doubled in size since then, which is crazy. So that's why it took so long. That's why it took so long. There's going to be a rivalry between me and you, Florida, Arizona State, ever plays Arkansas State. I don't think I'll have to worry about that. What was your personal opinion on the sweet victory fake out at Super Bowl 53? Feel free to rant. Oh, yeah, I hated it. I hated the fake out. My thing is that you got to commit either way. Either don't do it or do it and go all out. And to do that and to then transition from sweet victory into sicko mode is insane. It's insane. You're transitioning from a kid's cartoon into a rapper talking about Xanax and cursing every other word that they had to bleep it out. I mean, I thought it was tasteless. I really thought it was tasteless. And the thing with the sweet victory thing, people weren't saying that as a meme. People were saying that because Stephen Hillenburg died. That was supposed to be a tribute. It wasn't just a meme that took off. And then you teased it like that, and you do that, and then you go to sicko mode and whatnot. I mean, come on. It's crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Yeah, Rich Ganton's definitely not Hall of Fame. Definitely not Hall of Fame. Do you think Burrow will miss the season opener? No, I don't think so. Couple of weeks usually. I mean, they said couple of weeks for calf strain. They said that last week. It's July. Season opener is not until mid-September, so I don't think so. Will the Bengals still be good in week 1 of Jake Browning starting? Absolutely not. I've seen Jake Browning play at Washington. Captain checkdown? No, absolutely not. Was the 2019 Jags preseason one of the worst preseasons ever by a team? Yes, absolutely. I remember watching that preseason. I went to the Ravens game. I don't think we crossed the 50. I went to a game, we didn't cross the 50. It was terrible. It was so bad I thought Minshew couldn't play in the NFL. I wanted Alex Magoo at QB over Minshew. If we were picking a backup, I thought Minshew was unplayable. That preseason was a joke. And Doug Marrone was like, okay, you know, we're not gonna play our guys in the first. We're not gonna play a lot of our guys. And sure enough, we started the season off very rusty. 2-4 the first 6, 0-2 the first 2. Looked like we had no idea what we were doing. Shocker, who could have seen that coming? It was terrible. It was borderline unwatchable how bad we were. Let's see. At this point, if you enter the league as a fullback, you just have to accept you have zero chance of making the Hall of Fame. You have to be very, very good. Very, very good. You've got to be the best at your position for a decade, essentially. You've got to be... you're not going to make the Hall of Fame. Unless you are... You have to be like Justin Tucker levels of good, where like you were the undisputed best for a whole decade. The year of those champions, Giants, Twins, 91. All right. Caillou in the Jags recent broadcast booth. Oh, that'd be terrible. That'd be absolutely terrible. Absolutely awful. Yeah, Jets and Browns play later this year. I don't recall there ever being a time where the Hall of Fame game participants met later in the year. Giants Texans 2002. They were the Hall of Fame game, and they met in later in the season. Oh, not so 87. So it have to be 87. I didn't see Lakers Oilers. I just saw Giants Twins of like 91. But gotta be 87 then. Gotta be 87. Yeah, I did not see the second part. Yeah, because 91, that was the Pistons. That was the Bad Boys. So, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Yeah, Giants Texans. I did a video on that game in 2002, and they met in the Hall of Fame game. So, yeah. It's happened before. It's not a big deal in the Hall of Fame game just because no one plays, really. So I feel sorry for Jonathan Martin. Do you think he took Incognito's behavior too seriously? Oh, I felt sorry for him. No, I mean, I thought that was... I mean, there's no place for that. There's no place for what Incognito did. There's no place. There's no place for that. The X rebrand makes the Marlins Rainbow rebrand look like a great rebrand. Did I say Pistons? Did I? Wow. Wow. My brain is just... Whew. It is all over the place. Yep. Yep. 91 Bulls. Yeah, 91 was Bulls. 91, 92, 93, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So, yeah, it was. I don't know why I said Pistons. All right, we have a $2 from Spence. Thank you so much for that. Thoughts on Peyton bad-mouthing Hackett? It's one of those things where he's not wrong. I'm just not sure he should have said it. It's one of those things where you don't say that. You don't leave yourself open to that, where you criticize your predecessor like that. Because Hackett, from all accounts, was a nice guy. He just was not a great head coach. So I don't think that was a smart move on the part of Peyton. He wasn't wrong, but it's one of those things where you're not wrong, you just shouldn't have said it. One of those things. Giants Jags Hall of Fame game when Coughlin gets in. It depends on who else is in that class. Depends on who else is in that class. Usually they go for the most prominent people or the team that is never usually playing in the Hall of Fame game. Jags are probably not going to be playing for a while. We played last year, so my guess is we're not going to play for a while. So Coughlin, I don't think he gets in. I'd be shocked if we are in the Hall of Fame game for that. Jaguars will not be in the Hall of Fame game for a long time. It will take... I don't even know. I think Fred Taylor might have a case, but that'll be too quick. That'll be too soon for that to happen. So, compared to the last game, Calais Campbell, same thing. Yeah, Jags, it will take at least 20 more years before we play in a Hall of Fame game. It'll take at least 20 more years. Was Jimmy Johnson's endorsement of Extends the most bizarre endorsement of any former NFL personality? Joe Namath does Cash for Gold. I've seen him do Cash for Gold with Keith Hernandez. That one's bizarre. Just a local, like a local advertisement with like terrible broadcast quality. Joe Namath of all people, it's terrible. Yeah, Harley used to do radio for the Chiefs. Those are golden years of my childhood. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Harlan's great. All right, who do you think gets inducted through the seniors committee this year? Let's see. I know they announced the 12. I just got to pull it up. I know they announced the 12. So... hang on. Where was it? They just announced it. Here we go. 12 finalists. It is... Okay. So Ken Anderson, Maxi Baughan, Roger Craig, Randy Bradshaw, Joe Jacoby, Albert Lewis, Steve McMichael, Eddie Meter, Art Powell, Sterling Sharp, Otis Taylor, Al Wister. Okay. So those are the 3. I think Anderson gets in. I honestly think this is the year for Anderson to get in. They're probably just waiting on the Bengals to be good again. Probably just waiting on the Bengals to be good again before putting him in, which is a terrible justification. But I think Ken Anderson is the one to... I think he gets in. My predictions at the start were Anderson, Craig, and Tommy Nobis. So I'm going to stick with Anderson. I'm going to stick with Craig. Obviously, it's not going to be Nobis. But I feel like this will be the year for... I will go with... I'll go Jacoby. I think it's going to be Anderson, Craig, and Jacoby. That's my guess. We have a $5 from BW Falk. Your karaoke performance of Harmony of the Season Hollywood was legendary. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a long, long time ago. That was a long, long time ago. Fun times, though. Fun times on that cruise. Fun times. So I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go Anderson. I'm going to go Craig. I'm going to go with Jacoby. More likely to go to the Hall of Fame for Shanahan or Holmgren? I think Holmgren. I think Holmgren is more likely because he did it with 2 franchises. Made to more Super Bowls. I think it's going to be those 3. Or I think he'll do it before then. Yes, the team, 2010, 6-10, 2011, 10-6, 2012, 12-4, 2013, 2-14. That's got to be the Texans. That's easy because Texans were terrible. They made the playoffs in 2011, 2012, 2013, they were terrible. It's got to be the Texans. I feel like I could broadcast a Jaguars preseason game and be awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that would be nice, honestly. Like I feel like I could do a Jaguars preseason broadcast. I feel like I could do that. Let's see what we got. Bowl games my friends and I should cover for the podcast game streams. I think it depends on... I mean, I don't know who's playing in the bowl games yet. So I think it just depends on what teams are playing and what interests you the most. Favorite Madden game? I would say 04. I would say 04 was great. The Edmonton Elks did it. They hold the record with 21 straight home losses. I don't even know how that's possible. I watch it unfold. I don't know how that's possible. I really don't know how that's possible. Today's crossover grid, I can't believe the only one thought was people who threw 6 interceptions. No, usually with something like that, unless it's an interceptions thrown, it's guys to pick off 6 passes or more in a season. I will be doing some Immaculate Grid videos on the channel, though. I will be doing some Immaculate Grid videos on the channel. Some fun stuff. I've been in talk with Pro Football Reference. We're going to do some stuff. You think Acuna could have a 40-60 season? I don't see why not. Pop-Tarts won, the Duke Mayos won, man. That's great. April Fool's prank where you're in Grassi's studio and he'll be in your studio. I would have no complaints with that. I mean, it'd be tough because we're on opposite sides of the country, but if that ever happens, by all means, he wants to do that, let's do it. I mean, the thing is that he could retrofit this studio very easily for the Packers. He could very easily retrofit it. I have so many Packers helmets in here, it's not even funny. You notice in all the videos now, I put the helmets of the teams behind me, so he could easily retrofit it. Do I see the D-backs or the Cardinals winning the World Series in the next 7 years? I mean, that's a very long time. A lot can happen. I mean, I'm sure if you asked Orioles fans when they were in the middle of the rebuild, they would have said no. But we'll see. D-backs, I feel like, have a chance with their young core. Cardinals, I don't know what direction they're going in. But I feel like D-backs have a better shot. We have a $5 from Michael Hodel. Thank you so much for that. Let me get your name in there again. If JG does Jaguar games as an announcer, take a shot for every time it says, I'm sorry, what? My shiftlets is always ready. I mean, it would just be unadulterated rage if I were to do that. For regular season, it would be unadulterated rage. Preseason, probably not as much, unless... There was a time where I did that. There was a time, Jaguars-Panthers 2017, we ran a fake punt with Corey Grant in the preseason. I'm like, why would you do that in the preseason? I was like, why would you do that in the preseason? Makes no sense. You just wasted a trick play in the preseason. Wait, D-backs just acquired... Wait, I did not know this. I knew about Sewell. We can talk about that if you guys want. Did we really acquire Jace Pearson? Wait, let me see. Did we... Okay, we just acquired Jace Peterson. What the heck did we give up for him? I mean, we need an infielder. We traded Rojas. We need an infielder badly. So, we need an infielder pretty badly. So, you know, we gave up nothing. Chad Patrick, I don't think it's going to do anything. We gave up nothing. He was never on my radar of guys. I mean, we kept pretty much everyone intact. I mean, we kept Lynn. We kept Melendez. We kept all those guys. We kept Blaze. Really, the only guy we got, and just popped up in the broadcast. Yeah, okay, so we got rid of no one. I mean, Pearson, is he that good? Not really, but we do need an infielder now that we lost Rojas in the trade for Sewell. So yeah, I think it's a fine move. I have no problem with it. 1-for-1 trade with Double-A pitcher who's not really doing that well. It's been in the minors for a bit, hasn't really cracked it up, and for a backup infielder, I have no problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. Good move, D-backs. Good move. Finally, Hazen's waking up. Hazen is waking up. Let's see. You watched 2018 Chiefs-Rams. Jason Wynn, terrible commentator. You think they stopped putting guys in top sets with no experience? Yeah, the problem was that Tony Romo worked out so well the first year that ESPN was like, we're going to do the same thing, and they forgot to realize that you need a guy that actually has charisma. And obviously, he did not. He did not whatsoever. All right, let me see where we were in the chat, because I'm going in order from where I here we go. Yeah, Dilfer, like, I mean, he made a Pro Bowl one year, but I mean that year he was just terrible. Daily reminder that Josh Freeman was a thing. He was a thing. I remember that Monday night came in with the Vikings. He was decent that 1 year with the Bucks. 2010, he was pretty decent with the Bucks. I thought it was going to be something. AJ Powell went to the Giants. Ooh. Yeah, they're buying. Giants are buying. Let's see what we got. Fact or fiction? Ritter gets benched for Heineke this season. Maybe not for the whole season, but I could see for a game. I could see for a game that Ritter has a down game to put Heineke in. I could see that. Has there ever been a former player that became a play-by-play? Gifford. Frank Gifford. Frank Gifford did that. And Summerall. Summerall did that. It's not as common anymore, but it has happened. Yeah, Summerall, Gifford. Gifford was play-by-play the first year on Monday Night Football. He moved over to color afterwards, but he was play-by-play the first year. Harlan Humster would be a great booth. Describe the scenario: Dora in a Michael Myers film, just awkwardly staring at the camera while scary stuff happens behind. Tony Romo talks enough, he might as well be doing play-by-play. That is true. That is true. Remember when TNT tried players only? Yes. Disaster. Disaster. Absolute disaster. Hey, Bradshaw for that one game. Bradshaw for that one game was play-by-play. Yeah, anyone that is that wants the players only broadcast for the NFL, just watch the NBA ones. You'll change your mind very quickly. Make the most nightmare broadcast possible. Mike Goldberg with Reggie Rucker, and it has to be a 3-man booth. I know, technically 4-man booth. Because NFL Network has 4-man booths. I would say Mike Goldberg on play-by-play with 3 color commentators of Reggie Rucker, Jay Feely, and Joe Green. Let's do that. Or even Schlereth. We could do that. Will I do a dumb decisions vid about Bill O'Brien's decision to go for a fake punt? I might. At some point, I might do that. That was a terrible, terrible decision. Why hasn't Barbie Lane gotten an NFL team? I'm not sure the economy is that great in Barbie Land. What if Caillou joined the Johnson Bradshaw booth? They talk too much over him that he would cry. He's not getting a word in. Should the Bengals make a play toward Jonathan Taylor? No, I don't think so. I feel like the team that makes the most sense for Taylor would probably be Washington. Probably be the Commanders. A Sergio Dip on sideline. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. Who to pick for the Hall of Fame? Andy Russell or LC Greenwood? I mean, both should be in. I pick Greenwood. I think if stat numbers were official back then, I think Greenwood would be in. I think the problem with Greenwood is that you can't put too many Steelers in from that era, which I hate that argument. But Greenwood should be in. I would put Greenwood in. I'd also put Russell in. But I think Greenwood's got a better shot. I play a game with coaches with my friends called Keep or Jeep, where we list the coach and if he should stay with his team or be fired. Ooh. Do the writers and actors get more sports on TV during the do the writers and actors strikes get more sports on TV across the big four? I don't think it makes a difference. No, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I mean, NFL games are still going to stay on the same. NBA are still going to stay on the same. I mean, the only thing I could see is maybe you simulcast like some NBA games on ABC. But other than that, I don't see it happening. Let's see what we got. University of Hawaii moved the score video stream from Aloha to TC Ching. They moved the whole thing from one place to another. Wow, I did not know that. Should Carl Pearson be in the Hall of Fame? Probably not. Every team that goes undefeated in the preseason has had a losing record in the regular season. 0-16 Browns went 4-0. So the Lions. Yeah. It works for the Ravens. All right, this umpire strike zone in the D-backs game is just terrible. Thoughts on Coughlin's sunglasses ban? I always thought I did due to wanting to have eye contact with players' coaches at all time. Players' eye health should take precedent. White had a point. Yeah, I mean, I would get it if it was you can't have them in the building. I would get it in that sense. But, I mean, you need to protect your eyes from the sun. I mean, that's just a common thing. I thought it was a pretty stupid ban. Why they even do sicko mode for the halftime show and they have to censor so much of the song? I don't know. I mean, they did sicko mode thinking that Travis Scott could censor himself, but he could not. I mean, they've done explicit songs before. I mean, they did the whole Super Bowl 56 halftime show. Every single song in there has a curse word besides Family Affair, or besides the Mary J. Blige songs. But they all censored themselves because they're smart and they're professionals. Travis Scott is not a professional. That's why. I really like your video about Broncos-Vikings 2011 was on deployment and missed that game. I missed all the Team of Mania. Was there any controversy with it being on Fox? There wasn't really any controversy in the sense that it just felt weird. People were just, I remember when it happened, like, oh, that's kind of odd. I got a Patreon request to do that. I've been wanting to do that video for a while, but I got a Patreon request. I'm like, okay, there's no better time than the present. Let's do it. Should the Pac-12 invite Fresno State? At this point, just invite anyone with a pulse. At this point, they butchered this so badly. Invite anyone with a pulse. Most boring Super Bowl other than 53. I don't think 53 was the most boring. I really don't. I mean, 53, as bad as it was, at least it was close. The most boring, I think, was 24. 24, 11. I think those were terrible games. Any opinion on the return of the Arena Football League? I was optimistic. I'm not as optimistic anymore because the markets are just bizarre. The markets are making no sense. So you put a team, so you have two teams in Florida, but you're not putting a team in Tampa, where the Storm were very successful. You're not putting a team in Jacksonville, where the Sharks have been very successful. They draw great crowds every game. But you're putting a team in Tallahassee? How does that make sense? Yeah, we got a third Patreon request video coming out on Wednesday. I wanted to get it out today. Couldn't get it out today. But I did. We will have the video coming out Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to have hopefully 2 uploads on the Vikings. As the Reds just beat the Cubs 6-5. But the yeah, we had 3 people in the top tier. It was a record this month, which was incredible. So thank you so much. If you are a patron, thank you so much for that. And people in the top Patreon tier get access to videos early and the ability to request future video topics for me to cover. And I had a Steve Largent request, and I had the Broncos-Vikings game. I have another request coming up. This one is something you probably remember. This is something that's pretty well known, but I think you guys are going to like it. Nice studio. I love the helmets. Thank you so much, Barbara. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I love the look of this studio. I absolutely love it. This has been such a fun place for me to work every day. What do you think of Jimmy Graham being back on the Saints? I think it's not going to work out. Jimmy Graham has not been good in a long time. He's pushing 40. I mean, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. USFL needs to do sweet victory at the championship halftime show because they use the stock footage of the Bubble Bowl. I would have no problem with that. I would have no problem with that. Where to rank Chris Collinsworth in terms of tight ends? He was a wide receiver. He was a wide receiver, not a tight end. In terms of top wide receivers, top 100. I'd be fine going top 100. But yeah. Yeah, Keeper Jupe's a good name. Keeper Jupe's a good name. How badly do you think David Carr's career was derailed by being drafted by the Texans on a scale of 1 to royally? 7. Look, the bad pocket presence doesn't help when your offensive line is in shambles. You don't have any weapons. I think definitely a 7. Definitely 7. Northwestern State to the Pac-12. Remember the Broncos-Bills recent game last year where the Broncos did not play the stars, so the Bills did, and the Bills murdered the Broncos. You did? I mean, didn't the Bills play Trubisky? I don't remember if they played down, but they played Trubisky, and he murdered them. Mike Olson is now in the Hall, but I have no problem putting him in. I have no problem. Zach with the $2, thank you so much. What went wrong with the Pac-12 in your opinion? Reluctance to expand when they had opportunities to, an inept commissioner. Pac-12 network was just a debacle where no one could get the rights to Pac-12 network, so you had, it was just a TV deal gone horribly, horribly wrong. Their own ego, and I think Ray Anderson definitely played a part in that. Ray Anderson's the most prominent GM in the conference, and his ego definitely played a part in that. Hey, D-backs finally scored a run. Only took him 15 innings. There we go. To make it for the loss of the 2 California teams, Fresno and San Diego State are no-brainers, but rumors of the established teams want to leave. It gives the impression Pac-12 is unstable versus Mountain West. Yeah, they need to figure out something because Arizona's going to jump ship soon. Oregon will be next to go to... Arizona's going to go to the Pac-12. Arizona State's just twiddling their thumbs at this point. I think Oregon is gone to the Big Ten. And I don't know what happens after that. $103,000 for Arch Manning's trading card. That's insane. Do they always base the Hall of Fame game opponents on an inductee's impact with that certain team? Yes, they let's say, they do it based on who do you think is going to travel. So they do it with the, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like when, Julius Peppers, when he gets in eventually, and he will get in first ballot, the Panthers have a shot to be a Hall of Fame game. The Packers will not. It will not be the Packers. Even though Peppers played for the Packers. It's based on what fan base do you think will travel and witness the induction. So it'd be like that. Butch Jones, keeper Jeep. Jeep, I mean Butch Jones is terrible. It's champion of life mantra. If the no law, no call doesn't happen, who wins Pat Saints Super Bowl? I think the Saints. I think the Saints do it that year. Where do you get the cases for the jerseys? Looking to get one for my signed Jane Reed jersey. Michaels has shadow boxes. They are 14 by 18 shadow boxes. They are 14 by 18. So that's where I got them. Yeah, if Coughlin got in, they would just make the they make the Hall of Fame in the Giants. They would do the Giants for that. Is McNair a Hall of Famer? No, absolutely not. Great player, not Hall of Famer. If he's a Hall of Famer, Mark Brunell's a Hall of Famer. And I don't think either of them deserve to be in the Hall. Let's see what we got. And how's it going, YouTube, man? Welcome to the stream. Very unpopular opinion. Dak Prescott is overrated and unreliable. I would rather have Cooper Rush. That is an unpopular opinion. That is a very unpopular opinion. Couch is the same way. I think. Look, Prescott threw a lot of interceptions last year, which he normally doesn't do. He needs to cut back on the mistakes. But Cooper Rush is a good backup. I don't think he can be a good starter, necessarily. Yeah, Jags winning the Hall of Fame when Minnesota win it. I was there last year when he was on. I was in Cannon for that. I was in the Hall of Fame for that. I actually, let me show you something. So, I got the opportunity at the Hall of Fame to get a bunch of autographed helmets from the Hall of Fame. And I did get some good ones from that Hall of Fame induction. So, like I got one of the helmets in this case is wait, it's in the other case. Hang on, my apologies. I'm getting it right now. I have. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? I have one right behind me. Actually. So this one is Leroy Butler. I got him at the Hall of Fame induction last year. I did get him at the at that. I have 2 autographed Dick Vermeil helmets, but I got one of them. This one is in the case. It's a throwback. It's this helmet. Dick Vermeil got this one at the Hall of Fame as well. I got him to sign that one, which was super, super nice. Also got a few other Hall of Fame ones. I got Ron Mix with the Chargers. I got Bob Lilly up there. He was there signing autographs. I got Wilcox. Rest in peace to Dave Wilcox. I got his autograph there as well. So I got quite a few autographs at the Hall of Fame, which was nice. Let's see. When the Chargers played the Broncos in Week 1 of 2017, the refs still called them San Diego. Yes, I do remember that. My favorite part from that year, 2017, was the Chargers played, I think it was the Dolphins, and the Chargers missed the field goal, and the stadium launched off fireworks to celebrate, and the game was in LA. I love that. That was so funny. Will I be part of the live stream chat tomorrow for part 1? When is it even coming out? I know it's coming out tomorrow. When? I don't think he announced a time. So, I would love to be a part of the live stream chat. I just don't know what time it's going to be, so I can set my alarm for that. Did he announce? Did John Boys announce when that video was coming? Besides the fact that it's coming out tomorrow. Did he announce what time it is? Let me check the... So I would love to be part of that live chat. I don't see anything on my feed for Premiere or anything like that, so I don't know. Hang on, let me see if he put it on YouTube. History of Minnesota Vikings. Because all I know is that it's coming out tomorrow. But I have no clue what time it is tomorrow. I am going to watch it tomorrow regardless. I just don't know what time it's going to be. 9 o'clock Eastern is when it's released. Ooh. Okay, so Daniel's saying 3 p.m. 49 is saying 9 Eastern. All right, so well, if it says for you 3 p.m. on... Well, we have a $2 from Jacob. Thank you so much for that. Cubs shouldn't buy ammo, but my team got swept by KC. Yeah, I would hold pat if I'm the Cubs. I wouldn't buy. That NL wildcard race is too tight. But I wouldn't buy, but I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't sell. I think I made the right call not selling. 9 Eastern, 3 Hawaiian. Oh, let's go. D-backs tied it up. Wait, 9 p.m. or 9 a.m.? 9 p.m. or 9 a.m.? Because I don't want to release... Oh, p.m. Oh, 9 p.m.? That's... Because I remember the Falcons ones came out in the afternoon. They came out 12 o'clock Eastern. Okay, so it comes out prime time. Ooh, okay. So I gotta think about this strategically on my... Okay, so p.m. All right. So I gotta think about this strategically. The John Boy's secret-based documentary on the Vikings. All right. Because I'm gonna release I want to release a video tomorrow about the Vikings from the '60s. I want to release another video. The idea was that I thought he was gonna release it in the afternoon, and then would drop the video in the evening, but I might have to think that. Yeah, so I probably won't. I won't be in the live chat for that. I will not be in the live chat for that because I'm having people over for my birthday. So I will not be in the live chat, unfortunately. I'll watch it after everyone leaves, but I will not be in the live chat. 9 p.m. Eastern, the John Boy Secret Base, they are releasing their part 1 of their 7-part documentary on the history of the Vikings, which should be amazing. Favorite overlooked Vikings player? I would say Andrew Glover. I would say Andrew Glover would be my pick. Andrew Glover, heck of a tight end. Yeah, I thought, yeah, because Secret Base, they did the Falcons stuff at like 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Eastern. They did not do it 9 o'clock Eastern. So I'm a bit surprised with that. So I'll have to. We'll do 2 Vikings videos, though. We're going to do 2 Vikings videos. They'll be out tomorrow. Definitely one, hopefully a second. So that should be good. Should be good. Let's see. And the next JG7 video is coming out this week. Hopefully, JG8 video is coming out in the next 2 days. I can tell you that much. Editor sent me the copy of the video, so I just got to look that over, and then we'll be good to go. So I just got to make sure. Mark Jackson fired by ESPN today. Thank goodness. He was terrible at his job. Offered no insight. Very negative all the time. He just... Basically, you can replace him with a soundboard. He said the same 5 catchphrases over and over again. Some about the SEC of the group of 5. No, the SEC of the group of 5 is the American. It's 21 Broncos Vikings. Brennan referred to the Cardinals as Phoenix when talking about the afternoon games. Yeah, that was a pretty bad mistake for a man who prides himself as a man of faith. Was the biggest event of the 90s Pop-Tarts going from 6 to 8 in a box? That was a game changer. That was a game changer. As a Bears fan, I find it odd that Fields was ranked higher than T-Law in the top 100. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. The players don't know what we're talking about, honestly. My theory for that is that you got a lot of defensive linemen voting on that, and linebackers voting. And there's more linebackers and defensive ends than there are cornerbacks and secondary players voting. So they look at it as like it's a lot easier to stop Lawrence versus Fields, who just runs around you all the time. Even though when Fields gets rid of the ball, different story. Favorite Secret Base video? Definitely the documentary on the Steelers-Colts playoff game. I knew the story going in. I wanted to do a video on that. I knew the story going in. He did it phenomenally. That was phenomenal. I learned so much in that I did not know before about the plane. That was amazing. That was amazing. Yeah, JG8 is returning. JG8 is returning in the next 2 days, if all goes what's going to plan. And thank you for the happy birthday wishes, C2 man. Thank you so much. I remember watching your video first announcing live NFL trivia. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Did he say I got my inspiration from a game show? Yes, I did. Stump the Schwab. Stump the Schwab. I used to love that show. I watched it all the time on ESPN Classic and when it reran on like ESPN 2 and whatnot. Loved that show growing up. Watched it religiously and was like, there needs to be a show like this now. There needs to be a show. I would love to just do more of that. I would love to do... I have the once-a-week stream, but I would love to do like an in-person thing eventually, like get a studio and like have an actual game show and like if YouTube, like if there's ever like YouTube Red, like I know like some people with the game shows on there, their own shows on there. I don't know what happened with that, but if they ever gave me the money for whatever reason, I would absolutely do that. I would absolutely do that. Also, where is that Geno Smith was ranked higher than Trevor Lawrence? I get that at least because a lot of the voting is usually done the first half of the season. They collect the cards in the locker room, and Geno was playing better the first half than Trevor. Obviously, second half it flipped, but the first half, yeah. Should the Mets spike the ball and tear it down? Their prospect pool is very thin. Yeah. Look, they're not competing this year. I'm not even sure with that pitching staff you compete next year, so might as well just retool. Might retool. Any Notre Dame and or Texas stuff coming up for JG8? Maybe. We will see. Maybe Notre Dame. My editor is working on something for that. Do I see the Dodgers winning the World Series or the Rams winning a Super Bowl anytime soon? The Rams, I mean, their roster is terrible. I don't think McVay is going to survive at the end of the year. I think he's going to retire and walk away at the end of the year. Dodgers, I mean, they've got the money. They're in it every year. Yeah, I can see the Dodgers winning again. They have a much better chance, at least. Much better chance. NFL 2K5 is the best video game of all time, especially considering it was $29.99. Yeah, I mean, that was a great game. That was a great game. That was a phenomenal game. All right, so let me get the questions, and then we'll start the overtime thing. We'll start the overtime thing in just a bit. So try to get to every question that I possibly can here. Let me get this straight. You took all the money you made franchising him and bet on UT Martin beating Georgia. I thought they were due. That's one of my favorite Simpsons jokes by far. Had a dream that the Red Sox moved to New York. I mean, there was a team called the Boston Yanks in pro football back in the 40s. So I could see it. Do I ever play Weddle? I used to play Weddle sometimes. Not as much anymore. Not as much anymore. Did I get YouTube TV? I did not get YouTube TV, but I got the Sunday Ticket thing. I have cable, so I don't need YouTube TV, but I did get Sunday Ticket. So I do have that, which is nice. Get every single game, which is awesome. I don't have to rely on illegal streams like I had to do with DirecTV because you can only watch one game at a time. YouTube, you can watch every game at the same time. It is awesome. I love it. Yeah, I wish me back like you were play previous grids. Yeah. You wished me happy birthday a few weeks ago, so I was trying to favor. Happy birthday, JJ. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Ethan. Thank you so much. Oh, you activated all the account says awesome. All right, August 25th for the Freshman Podcast, College Football Talk. Should be good. Have a good time with that one. Let's see. I was gonna look up something that was brought up. Why Marv Albert never did a college football bowl game when he was at NBC? Good question. Probably ran his contract. That he wouldn't do any games on New Year's. Is Nyheim Hines' double kick return touchdown game the greatest single game by a return man of all time? No. Rick Upchurch, his debut in 75 has to be up there. Devin Hester, that's got to be up there. I mean, Hines is great, but that game was great. But I think Hester and Upchurch, I think those were better. Are more JJ and JG7 videos coming out soon? Yes, they are. JG8, I can promise you, a video is coming out in the next 48 hours. I have to look over the video that my editor sent me, but it should be good. It is something about, what did I do this on? A bowl game having some issues back in the day. And we will have more JG8 content coming out soon. JG7 videos are going to resume soon as well. Just been very, very busy with that. Hester is a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Eventually, he should be in the Hall of Fame. One of the best return men of all time, changed the game. Yeah, no problem with putting him in. No problem with that whatsoever. Should NBC broadcast the bowl game? I mean, if they do it justice like they do with a lot of their other sports, I don't see why not. Yeah, Hester versus the Cardinals. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah, Boston Yanks are still sort of the Indianapolis Colts. So Boston Yanks, Miami Seahawks, Colts, sort of all this, and Dallas Texans, sort of all the same thing. It's very, very weird. Yeah, Travis Williams had 2 kickoffs. Yeah. When Al Michaels calls the Black Friday game, he may be the first TV announcer to call an NFL game on each day of the week. Did he call the Wednesday game? I'm trying to remember did he call the Wednesday game? Because Tariqa was on the call he was supposed to be on the call for the Wednesday Ravens-Steelers game, because that game was supposed to be Thanksgiving night. Michaels doesn't work Thanksgiving night. So I'm trying to remember if Michaels was on the call for that, because Tariqa was supposed to be on the call. Ray Rice for Hoffman? No, absolutely not. Absolutely. He just didn't, even if you take all the off-the-field stuff aside, he just didn't have the resume whatsoever. There are like 20 other running backs I would have put in before I even consider Ray Rice. As a Bears fan, I don't understand why Hester wasn't first ballot, because the Hall of Fame hates special teams. It took Ray Guy like 40 years to get in the Hall of Fame. It's nothing personal, it's just special teams. Steve Tasker's still not in. Oh, Cowboys Giants. Yes. I forgot about that one. The kickoff game. Yes, that was the one. Well, Ravens Broncos 2013. That was Thursday. Right, I remember the Tuesday one. I remember that for the Vikings Eagles game. I forgot that the 2012 game, Cowboys Giants, with Ogletree going off. That was because of the convention. What was it, Democratic convention? I think it was the Democratic convention. So yeah, they had to put it to Wednesday. Yeah, I forgot about that. Was it the convention or was it the State of the Union? I forget. It was something political. It was something with that. Is the new Big Ten NBC broadcast going to have any elite matchups? Will be the lower teams from the Big Ten. It'll have elite matchups. I mean, they didn't pay all that money to go put games in prime time and have it be lower matchups. Who is a Cardinal who isn't in the Hall of Fame but should be? That's tough. That is a good question. Originally, my mind went to John Henry Johnson. Not John David Crow. That's what I meant. I meant John David Crow. I don't know why I said John Henry Johnson. John David Crow was the guy that came to mind. I think you could make a very good argument for putting David Crow in the Hall of Fame. I think you could absolutely make an argument for putting David Crow in the Hall of Fame. Dennis Miller has to be part of the worst bucket. Yeah. For that question. Yeah, take out Philly, put in Dennis Miller. The chemistry would just be terrible. Yeah, best player who ever acted, Merlin Olsen. Breeze first ballot? Absolutely. Adrian Wilson? Yeah. John David Booty? Yeah, Breeze is going to be first ballot. That won't even be an issue. Breeze will absolutely be first ballot. No issue whatsoever. If ESPN brought Miller in the booth with Buck and Aikman, it would be a comedy trio. Phillies want to have a Scott Rowland day. He told him he couldn't make it. Yeah. Forgot about that. Yesterday's video was with the 85 Seahawks who lost 2, then lost 2 throughout the season. Can you think of another season as crazy as that from level of consistency? The Bears during the 18-week season in 93 were pretty weird in that regard. Right? I think it was the 1993 Bears. The Bears in 93 were, if I remember, yeah, they won 2, then lost 2, won 3, lost 3, won 4, lost 4. I think, yeah, the 93 Bears were up there with that. 93 Bears were up there with that. I've not seen Barbie yet. I'm going to see it sometime in the next week. Cornell Lake Hall, very good. If Mahomes randomly retires, is he still first ballot? Yes. 2 Super Bowl wins, 2 MVPs. He's in. He's got the resume already. Yeah, Fitz is first ballot. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm even counting Fitz because he's not eligible yet. Fitz is not eligible yet, but I'm not counting Fitz because that's saying what Patriot should be in the Hall of Fame that is not in yet, and you say Brady. Yeah, Otis Anderson also. Otis Anderson, John David Crow. I would actually put Anderson above Crow. So yeah, Anderson, I would have no problem with that. No problem with that. I would put Anderson as the best running back who's eligible that is not currently in the Hall of Fame, excluding Roger Craig. I would do that. So Craig is the best running back not in the Hall of Fame. Anderson, I put at number 2. Yeah, Fitz will be eligible in 2025. I think he will be. No, he played in what 20? When did he last play? 2020. I think he last played in 2020. So the class of 2026, he'd be eligible. Yeah, let's not forget Miami as well with the flipping of the bird. Yeah. Top 5 head coaches on the hot seat: Stefanski, Rivera, McDaniel, Smith, Staley. I think that's a pretty good top 5. I think that's a pretty good top 5. You do dumb decisions on the 99 Lions and Bobby Ross going for 2 in Detroit. Trailed by 10 against Arizona. They lost by 4. Problem is that footage of that is not available. I would do a video on that if footage was available. Yeah, Craig should absolutely be in. Fall Out Boy is the soundtrack to Big Ten on NBC. Why am I not even surprised by that? Does Larry Scott deserve the blame for teams leaving the Pac-12? I mean, he was a terrible commissioner. I think so. Oh, Fitz is 2027. Okay, there we go. Okay, Salah's on the hot seat as well. Salah's on the hot seat, absolutely. If they don't make the playoffs, he's gone. Dennis Allen is also on the hot seat. Do you think the 2023 NFL trade deadline will be busy like it was in 2022? I mean, it's so far away, and we have no clue how each of these teams are doing. I think it might be busy in the running back sense. I think teams might be trading for running back rentals, but other than that, I'm not sure. I didn't know about Collinsworth. That's cool. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right, so what I'm going to do is an effort to save my voice and whatnot. We did this last time. It is time for overtime. We've been on for 90 minutes. It is time for overtime. How overtime works is like this. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to answer any questions I can. Answer all the questions I possibly can. 5 minutes left. However, having said that, the moment that the timer hits 0, the stream ends. But the catch with that is that every time someone donates, the timer resets to 5 minutes. So let me just remember if I can remember how to work the timer. Remember how to work the timer on this. Where was it? No, it wasn't that. Scripts? Yeah, here we go. It was scripts. So, where Where was it? Hang on. My apologies. My apologies for this. I have a bit of technical difficulty right now. So let me just figure this out really quickly. Haven't used this in quite a bit, so I'm trying to remember what the thing was. So my apologies. Let me look at some questions for that. Yeah, we could be on as long as the donations come in. Yeah, ever getting an AFL team? That's another one that makes no sense, because the Spokane Shock were phenomenal attendance-wise. And now you're putting a team in Everett? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh, here we go. All right. 5-minute timer starting right now. All right, here we go. Should Oregon, Washington, and Utah leave the Pac-12 as quickly as possible? Yes, absolutely. Oregon and Washington, I think, are going to the Big Ten. I think that will be very, very easy. I don't think anything. I don't think I think Utah will leave for the Big 12 at some point. Pac-12. Will the Pac-12 become the Pac-10? I mean, Pac-9. Colorado's leaving. Do the Phillies make a move tomorrow? I don't see why not. I mean, every other team in the wildcard hunt is vying, so I don't see why they wouldn't make a move. Blake Anderson, keep or Jeep? I would say keep for now. Keep for now. I watched the dumb decision on a Phoenix fake field goal in '88. Hard to believe that's the same coach who won a national championship 4 years later. You and me both. That was a really dumb decision. Yeah, I could technically go till 1 a.m. I could go till the start of the USA game at 12 o'clock, or 3.5 hours from now. Yeah. Hall of Fame game is Thursday. Yes, we will be live streaming the action there. Jets against the Browns on there. If Ken Anderson gets in, the Bengals could do it with them being in the same state. Yeah, Bengals will get the Hall of Fame game if Ken Anderson gets in, because they're local. You got the fan base. They will do it. Pac-12 will become the Pac-2, pretty much. It'll be California and Stanford. I'll just do those two. Let's see. With the Colts have played in the 2021 Hall of Fame game if COVID didn't happen, since Cowboys Steelers was supposed to be 2020, got pushed to 2021 since Peyton Manning. Yeah, I think for Manning it would have been Colts Broncos. I think Colts Broncos would have been the Hall of Fame game. Should the SEC have left CBS? We have a $2 from Zach, so we'll get to that question. SEC has left CBS. I mean, SEC leaving CBS, it hurts because it was the theme song. But look, they got the money, and games won't take 5 hours anymore, which is nice. So Zach with the $1.99, thank you so much for that. Let's reset that timer. Is the Big 12 expanding too fast? No, not at all. Not at all. The WAC expanded too fast, but this is not like the WAC at all, because the Big 12, they're adding established schools, and you kind of need to expand at this point, because every other conference is expanding. They need to do it. Derek Anderson for the press conference Annex Hall of Fame. Will the Pac-12 be replaced by the American as a Power 5? I think it'll just be Power 4. I think it will just be a Power 4 conference. You know, Big Ten scheming the theme song, it's just going to stink hearing it for Big Ten and not for SEC, because it's just so iconic for the SEC. I can't think of another conference with that theme song. Timer is easy with the white text. That is a good point. That is a good point. There we go. That works better. That works better. Archman will be on the Giants in 4 to 5 years. I mean, he doesn't have a cannon of an arm. Let's wait for the kid to play a college game first before we anoint him, because I'm not crazy about Arch Manning. At least not yet, at least. Not yet. I mean, high school heights, not a great cannon of an arm. Which non-Jaguar playoff year was a bigger missed opportunity, 04 or 06? I would say 06. I think 06, very similar roster to 07. I think they have the talent to possibly win it all. I mean, look, the number one thing standing in their way that year was the Colts, and they destroyed the Colts run-wise. Taylor, MJD, they were destroying the Colts. I honestly think the Jags in the playoffs, they would have had a chance. They would have had a chance that year. 04, Leftwich wouldn't have done it. The loss to the Texans hurt. But the Jaguars in 06, they were 8-5 and lost 3 straight to end the season. The Titans game is the big one. The Titans game where they outgained them by like 300 yards total. Titans were like 0 for 11 on third down. I think they had 4 first downs the whole game, and the Titans still won. That is the one that hurts. And then David Garrett fumble against the Patriots as they're driving. Yeah, 06 was the way bigger missed opportunity. That was a choke job of choke jobs. That's what that was. Reds are good, but they're young. They're going to go through some growing pains. Yeah, they're ahead of schedule, though. They're ahead of schedule, which is nice to see if you're a Reds fan. Been a long time coming. A live stream of just your chair would have made more money than Brickers at Showboats 2023 on CNBC. That was the game that got delayed by... That was the game that got delayed. That was a fun stream we had. That was a bizarre stream we had. Why the Jags crash after 2010? Bad drafting caught up to them. Years of bad drafting caught up to them. Quarterback play, David Garrard was no longer there, so you had bad quarterback play. Jack Del Rio was not a great head coach. Caught up to him. Injuries also in 2011 destroyed the team. Injuries in 2011. I mean, by the end of the year, the 90-man roster, there were like 47 guys on IR. The team couldn't even field the full 53-man roster. You should make a dumb decisions on the Seahawks Super Bowl 49 mistake. I mean, there's nothing I can say that hasn't been said already. I would not have run the ball there, but it was a heck of a play by Butler. There's nothing I can say already that hasn't been said. Best season from a QB who was a bust otherwise. I would say, look, Rick Meyer, 93, was a very good rookie season. Trubisky would have made the Pro Bowl. David Carr in 03, having 15 sacks, and then every other year having like 70. That came out of nowhere. I don't even know how that happened. Best season from a QB who was a bust otherwise. That's a good question. Yeah, Trubisky's Pro Bowl season is up there. I mean, Tebow wasn't even that good in 2011. Tebow, he just had his miracles at the end. Worst QB to lose the Super Bowl, Eason? I'd probably go Tony Eason. Stan Humphries is up there. Craig Morton, although he was good in 77. To be fair to him, he was good in 77. 95, Scott Mitchell. Although we see a free agent, but if we're going free agent bust, then Scott Mitchell. Draft bust, obviously it's not Scott Mitchell, but if we're going free agent bust, then yes, Scott Mitchell. Tommy Maddox also. Tommy Maddox, first round pick. I would say his season with the Steelers when they made the AFC Championship. I think that one. Mayfield 2018 is a good pick also. Eagles, Jags 2017. Yeah, that would be a pretty epic Super Bowl. That would be a pretty... I would not be complaining about that one. That would make me a lot happier. Devastation before the Cardinals end his first half in 53, trying to force the pass over the middle instead of a fake. If Fitz was idiotic. Yeah, bad decision there. Bad decision there. Lorenzo Neal, Hall of Fame. Very good fullback, but I would put centers in and I would put All-Star in before I put Lorenzo Neal. Mario Williams, Hall of Famer? No, Hall of Very good. I put Simeon Rice in before I put Mario Williams. Let's see. Southerners are people we heard from. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Well, if the QB that started over Brady never got injured, Drew Bledsoe. I mean, I'm not sure how long Belichick stays on. I don't think the Pats make the playoffs that year. I don't think the Pats make the playoffs. Moose Johnson, Hall of Fame? No, he's not. All right, I'll answer 2 more questions, and then we will call it there. This is an effort to save my voice because I have to record 2 videos. Kerry Collins, worst QB to lose Super Bowl? No, I don't think Kerry Collins is the worst one to ever lose one. I mean, there have been some bad ones, but I don't think Kerry Collins is up there. Rex Grossman, yeah, Rex Grossman's a good pick. All right, the worst NFL coaching matchup that I can recall. Is it recency bias to say in 2022 in London we had Urban Meyer against Nathaniel Hackett? We have a $5. Hang on a second. This stream is not over yet. We have a $5 donation from Michael Hodel. Thank you so much for that. And that will reset the timer for another 5 minutes. Thank you so much for that. Let's reset that timer. Let's get your name in there, and let's get to your question. But yeah, I think the worst coaching matchup back in the curl is probably Hackett against Meyer. I mean, that was just terrible. Let's see. Favorite comedian, Jeff Dunham for me. Ooh. I mean, George Carlin's a classic. Louis C.K. I would say, John Mulaney. John Mulaney is phenomenal. I would say John Mulaney. The Salt and Pepper Diner sketch, it's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. One of the funniest things. All right, let's see what else we got in the stream. Secret Base needs to do more collapse videos, in my opinion. Yeah, I love that series. Did a good job with the Jaguars video, too. Opinion on Keith Olbermann. I liked him when he was on TV. I liked his show. He's kind of fallen off the deep end since. Ever gonna do a video on Jared Lorenzen? If I can find something interesting on him besides like the obvious. I mean, Lorenzen was quite the interesting character. Wasn't that Peterson versus Hackett? Oh yeah, it was. It was. My bad. My bad. It was Peterson against Hackett. Meyer against Hackett would have been the worst. Meyer against Hackett would have been the worst. That was Pearson Hackett. I don't know what. Again, my brain is just fried at this point. So the worst coaching matchup I can remember. I mean, Gus Bradley against Dennis Allen. That was pretty bad in 2013. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. I'm trying to think what else. What other ones off the top of my head? So obviously there were some like the 60s and the 70s that were just abysmal. I mean, 60s, I mean, Van Brocklin against Harry Gilmer. I mean, you want to go all the way back to the 60s. I mean, Harry Gilmer was terrible. Norm Van Brocklin was terrible. Just, I cannot wait. If you don't know Norm Van Brocklin and how crazy it was, I cannot wait for you guys to see that Secret Base documentary. First Jags game I watched. First Jags game I attended. All right, first Jags game I watched. Which one was first? I keep forgetting which one was first. It was the Bengals one, yeah. Bengals Sunday Night Football. It was Week 5, 2005. Game against the Bengals on Sunday Night Football on ESPN. First game I attended, season opener, 2006 against the Dallas Cowboys. We won both those games, which was good. We won both those games. Who else should get a Secret Base series? Ooh. I would love to see, like a short about Sean Hill. Depends if I can find someone. Speak for yourself, I wasn't a huge fan. Was not a huge fan of him. Yeah, Falcons Zach Van Brocklin, crazy incident. I did a video on Van Brocklin in the Vikings in 65 when he quit the team for a day. He'll bring that up for sure. He will bring that up for sure. He lost it over in the Falcons documentary. He will bring that up for sure in this documentary. So that vid might get a bit of a boost, which will be nice. Yeah. Donate $1. Well, yeah, any donation extends the stream. Any donation extends the stream. I don't think YouTube allows you to donate $1. I think the minimum is $1.99. But yeah. Bill Peterson, Ed Kai, that's the one. That's the one. Yep, that's the winner right there. That's the winner. Oilers Eagles 82. That's the winner. We have a winner. We have a winner. Matt Pazan with a winner. Peterson Kaya, that's the worst. That's the worst. First NFL game I saw was Jets Chargers, the divisional round playoff game. But the first Jags game was Jaguars Bengals 05. Why don't they start the preseason the same week as Hall of Fame games so every team can play equal amounts of games? Because you want to have each team have the same number of home games and road games. I was at the NFL on Fox Day. Yes, I do remember that. They were on the road that day. They were on the road, so I was there. I was there for that. Who else would get a Secret Base series? Timberwolves would probably be a very good pick. Timberwolves would probably be a pretty good pick. The Wizards might also, just because they've never really been that good. Joe against Tom Fears, that was terrible. Yeah, that's up there. That's up there. Pearson Kaya might be the winner. Who was a third receiver with the Vikings in the late 90s that was good other than Carter and Moss? It was, Reed. It was Reed. He was very good. Demonstration idea. Jets Bears. Bruce Costa kicks a first down OT field goal late. He misses. Chicago wins in overtime. That's coming soon. That will be coming for sure. Arizona State, Florida, and Tempe. Who am I going for? Florida all the way. I liked in your 2011 Broncos Vikings fan to mention the 2005 Lions Packers game. That game had the crazy play where the holding call was not in the end zone somehow. Yeah, Jake Reed. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, I love bringing up other games and videos. All right, I'll get to 2 more questions, and I think we're gonna call it there. How do you feel about NASCAR Xfinity Series going to the CW? CW is really going all in on sports. You know what? Good for them. They're going all in on sports. I can't say I'm opposed. More sports on broadcast TV is a good thing. Secret Base series on the Bills or the Titans? The Bills, yeah, I think the Bills would probably be the best pick. Titans, probably not, only because the Titans have won before. The Oilers won the Super Bowl before, so you need a team that's never won it before, so you have that, like, drama. The Oilers, like, oh, we won it at the start. The Bills would be a great pick. The Bills would be a phenomenal pick. There was a video about QB number. All right, I'll get to one more question. Let's see. I'm trying to see where I got. I love the saddest punt in history video. Imagine a team punting on the goal line. Yeah, that was crazy. The saddest punt for me was the dumb decisions video I did with the Lions against the Packers, and the Lions just punted the ball, tried to get a punt off with the game was there. You know, Oilers didn't win a Super Bowl, but they won AFL championships. They won the AFL championship, so it wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't be as good. When I was 18, I tried to get on Stump the Schwab, but the tapings happened while I was in boot camp, so I couldn't try out. Yeah, I was too young for Stump the Schwab to get on, but I would have absolutely tried to get on. I would have absolutely tried to have got on there. All right, one more question, and then I think we're gonna call it there. Trying to see where I was before. Tiki Barber, Hall of Fame. I would say no. I would say no for a Tiki Barber in the Hall of Fame. I can think of other running backs that I put in way before Tiki. So, like Otis Anderson deserves to be in before. Just a giant logjam in the 2000s. Giant logjam. I wouldn't put Tiki in there. All right, so I think on that note, just because I need to save my voice because I got 2 Vikings videos coming out tomorrow, I think I'm gonna call it there. In terms of what's coming up, though, yeah, I did see Full Color Football. Very good documentary. In terms of what's coming up, Wednesday, live NFL trivia, 9 p.m. Eastern. Should be a ton of fun. Hope you're here for that. We're going to give you some cash prizes. Thursday, Hall of Fame game. We are live streaming the action. Browns against the Jets. I cannot wait for that. Football season is officially starting. Cannot wait for that. We have 2 videos coming out tomorrow on the history of the Vikings. Should be really, really good. One for sure. One I got to make sure I can get out. But at minimum 9 a.m. Eastern. Then we'll have another one at 6 p.m. Eastern to go along with that. Again, JG8 and JG7 videos coming out soon. JG8 videos definitely this week. So thank you guys again for the birthday wishes. Thank you guys for great stream. This was a lot of fun. Stayed on for nearly 2 hours. Had a great time with you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, this is JG9 signing off. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. And I will see you guys in 2 days for some NFL trivia and 3 days for the Hall of Fame game. Take care, everyone.